Whenever I hear teachers talk about college, it's always like, that was the most memorable year of my life. That was the best years of my life. And I'm here to answer that. Although I can't because I just finished my first semester, so it hasn't been the full 4 years. But I could give my 1/8 of a response, alright, to this question. And I'm just going to share my experience of my first semester of college. I think it's very different from the usual, at least from what I've heard. But it's definitely something, and I think people who are going through something similar in their first semester, or if you just like stories, would enjoy this. So let's roll the tapes. And this is something I'm really passionate about. Actually, this is my first day back from college. Literally, I just came packed home today earlier. So I'm really excited to talk about this. I literally just wrote up a script and was just like, yes, this is what I'm gonna do right now. And yeah, I just feel a lot of adrenaline. So we're gonna get this shit started. I'm like way too excited to talk about something which is like kind of dark. I need a... So starting college this semester, I wasn't really in the right headspace. I guess that's something you'd hear a lot of people say, but just to kind of put in reference. In the beginning of the semester, I broke up with my girlfriend, which I was really fond of at the time. And it just kind of set everything off on the wrong side of bed. So that was something that I won't really emphasize on, but you'll definitely see it fuck me up, I think, as I go into the story. And it also just made me feel like pretty meaningless. Like in college, I didn't really want to do anything, but college doesn't really wait on you. So you don't really have an option. I feel like a lot of the times it's like do or die. Do your work or drop out, you know what I mean? And I kind of don't care too much about college compared to the average person, I feel like, or the average student. I personally want to do things which are like writing or starting a business or entertaining, which I hope I'm doing a good job. But no, in all seriousness, I want to do things which you don't really need a degree for. I just feel like I'm just studying things I like the subject I'm studying is pharmacy, which is pretty cool. I think it's awesome, and that's why I'm studying it, but there's no real other reason. So it felt kind of meaningless adding on to that, where I was like, well, I'm not even studying what I want to do. So the incentive to drop out was so like huge. Like I just wanted to stop doing homework and stop stressing. To emphasize the story, I also feel like, I've got very fortunate of not having to pay for college, because just like scholarships and just stuff. So I feel like I might as well do it. You know what I mean? If you have the opportunity, you might as well do it. So that's how I feel about the whole situation. May not be the smartest, may not be the brightest, but I'm surviving. Starting off on the wrong foot in college wasn't the best experience, like teachers say. God, man, it was so bad. Personally, my best subject is chemistry, which I've always been like a big chemistry nerd. If you ever watch one of my streams, you know that AstroCube is always mentioning chemistry for no fucking reason, no apparent reason. This man's a fucking nerd. But yeah, and starting off the semester, I immediately like bombed the exam. I got like an F on the first exam, which was like not the best. You know, it's coming off as like a straight A student, when your expectations are so high on yourself and your standards are so high, and then you just like hit a wall, it's just not good. And I feel like that's also just such a confidence destroyer. Like I felt like shit afterwards, and it really sucks, especially because like I feel something that nobody talks about in college is that you could study for an exam like 20 hours, man, and they'll have some bullshit on the exam that you will not be prepared for, and you just have to kind of take it. And you just kind of have to take the 50-50, and if you're wrong, then it's like, well, what could you have done? But to summarize why I'm bringing up these subjects to begin with, these like topics of failure and just distraught, is that it really affects with somebody. I feel like your psychology in college is really important, the way you like think, and if you're just not in the right headspace, which is very vague now thinking about about it, so I'll go into it right now. But if you're just like not wanting to be there, it's so much harder to do it. Because now I'm thinking about it, this semester was exhausting, and I'm so aware of it that it hurts. It hurts. It's so blatantly obvious that I'm like, damn, what the hell am I gonna do next semester, right? But I mean, I'm gonna be positive in this video. I want to be positive and just give people hope who are struggling in that college phase or feel like they won't be able to manage college if they enter in the future. Because damn, it's like, well, it's very different from high school. That's what I mean by that. But I mean, it's like by psychology, I mean just have something to back you up, have something to just motivate you that's bigger than yourself. And for me, that obviously wasn't relationships, because kind of an L, but to me it was my hobbies. So in my case, as you can tell, I don't know how small I'm gonna make my face in this video, but in the background there's a shit ton of books I've been reading. I've read a lot of books this year. I'm not gonna add a number, yeah, because the number isn't important, right? I mean, I've read a lot of books, and that makes me happy. That's all that matters. And I feel like just knowing that I could read every day really helped me out in college. I would wake up early. I'm not going to emphasize the specific times and stuff, because I'm not going to emphasize like a hardcore rigorous schedule, although that's really what I'm about. If you'll see in the future, in my future videos, I love routine. I recently just finished this book as well, called The 5 a.m. Club by a person named Robin Sharma. And in the book, I noticed that they kept repeating this one quote, and the quote just really felt right and relatable. I don't know if I could have said better words for that. The point is, it was a good quote, and the quote goes, "Own your morning, elevate your life." And coming back to how it affects my life, I feel like when I read in the morning and I do my hobbies in the morning, I feel in control of my life. And doing this, I feel like I just have a way better day, because nobody told me to do those hobbies in the morning, and it just makes me feel like I'm in control, that my life is going my way. Even if for the next like 10 hours I'm just gonna study for a class, or just have to slave my life for school, or just do something I don't want to. And my reasoning to say this isn't to convince you to read, because some people just don't like reading. Although if you ask me, that's just being lazy, because reading's like the best thing in the world. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm just gonna throw that out there, my ignorant opinion on reading. You should try reading, even if you don't like it. I promise you will love it. But point is, it could be anything. I mean, you could cook, paint, journal in the morning, work out in the morning, anything you want to do, as long as it's a hobby that you like and you do it before your school or work. And I promise you, it'll make you at least a little happier in the morning. It'll just make you feel better throughout your day. So if you're going through some tough shit, or just even if you're not going through some tough shit, I would recommend it. It's something that I feel like has really helped me, and without it, I think I would just be struggling a lot more, honestly. So that's my piece of advice in this video. But yeah, that's something that's important to me, just making sure you're doing things that you like, because I feel like a lot of people in college are just kind of brainless creatures who are just like, yeah, school, I have nothing else to say, because all they think about is school. Which, props to you if you're doing good in school, but like, you gotta do hobbies. Just trust me, you gotta do hobbies. Just shut up and do hobbies, alright? That's what I'm saying. And my favorite hobby is reading. That's something about me. I've also started lockpicking, which has just been like a fun little hobby. I feel like that was something really nice for me, because even when I did bad on a final, I was like, but at least I know that I'm still doing other things. As long as I'm passing these classes and doing these hobbies, I am happy. And if I'm failing these classes, well, I still got my hobbies. No one can take that from me. So that's how I feel about the whole thing. Now, the problem was that there was a point in college where everything got so overwhelming that I couldn't do my hobbies anymore. I didn't have time to read. For me, it's 50 pages every day. There's something I had gotten in a routine of doing, and I couldn't do that anymore, because that time I would spend reading was time I would spend actually studying for my chemistry exams or my, mythology exams or just random subjects, and that affected my mental bad. That's when I realized, damn, hobbies are so goddamn important. Without them, I'm so fucked. I mean, I got into a point where I just did not want to like socialize. Already not starting on the right foot to begin with, right? I think I already settled that. And I just feel like when you don't have those hobbies or anything to back you up at that point, it gets really bleak and super fast. There's a point when your life becomes something that you're failing at, if that makes sense. Alright, let me put an example. So, alright, this is gonna hit way too close now, but let's say you studied 10 hours for this exam. You stopped doing your hobbies and everything that you would normally do to study for this exam. You obsessed over it. You did everything you possibly could. You take the exam and you failed. Now you don't have anything to back you up and you feel so shitty. That's what I'm trying to get at, and that's like something that I think everybody just needs to be able to evade, especially if you dedicate your life to college. Kind of, you need to be able to have that discipline to actually just stay with those hobbies, even if you're super stressed. You like maybe put it off for a couple of days, but never let go of them. Like, I have a friend who goes to the gym every single fucking day, even on days he's going to the exam, on exam days, and because of that, he has motivation all the time. So his gym is like my reading in that case, and it's something very fascinating. Personally, I think a lot of hobbies is really good as well. I mean, sure, dedicate specific amounts to time to each one. Like now, over winter break, I'm gonna do YouTube like 40 minutes a day or like 50, which is pretty cool. I feel like that's a sick hobby. I love doing YouTube. I mean, hell, I don't know if these videos are entertaining. I think they personally are. I think I love watching videos of just people talking and, some chill gameplay in the background. But yeah, when you get into that mental state of just like you failed at what you did your best at, I think you definitely need your hobbies, because if you don't, you're gonna go into a rabbit hole of just a cycling down of just not wanting to socialize, not wanting to be with anyone, and just really wanting to be alone, even though that's not a good option. And I think, the person doing that is aware of that, because it's just, it's easier to be alone than to talk to people a lot of the time, honestly. That's like, I think that's a big thing. I personally find it like a lot of comfort being alone, but I think being alone and being sad is just, I don't think those are good. Although, everybody has their moments. But yeah, my point of this video is that teachers are some fucking biased bullshit motherfuckers. I can't believe this is on the internet. That's so funny. I'm sorry, I had a moment of realization that I'm recording this. But I would say that, hell, it's definitely memorable. I think college does build character. I will say, I feel way more mature and way more disciplined than I was at the beginning of this year to right now. I think that makes sense. Yeah. But it's not the best year. Hell, I think this has been top 1 year of my life that has been the worst. So it's definitely up there. But I think keep persevering, boys. I'll be around. I'll start making more videos, and I hope this helps somebody. I think that hearing that somebody else is also struggling but just persevering is pretty nice, because like a lot of the time people are shown as just doing great, and I think everybody's aware of that, but just nobody talks about it enough. I have friends in college who I know are struggling a lot of the time, and they're just doing amazing still. Like they're doing great still, and that's like, it's always like, well, because they never show exactly how much they're struggling, but it's also nice to just see somebody open up. I feel like it's always a comforting feeling. So if you felt like this was comforting, or anyone else would really like feel some type of emotions for this video, or just listening to someone else talk, consider sharing it or liking a video to help me out with the algorithm. I think that's all I have to say though. I'm honestly over my sleep schedule right now. I've been sleeping at 9 and it's 9:30, so basically see this bags? The effort I'm putting is incomparable. 30 minutes past my sleep schedule, bro. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna go. I have a problem. I think that not talking to enough people, like I said in this video, definitely makes you just want to talk and talk and talk when you can be heard. Which is just something funny. I think a lot of people oddly relate to that. So I'm gonna keep that in the video. But AstroCube out. Peace.